It was just after sunset when Emma-chan arrived at the Regent Inn. The city was still soaked from the afternoon rain, and the lobby air smelled faintly of damp carpet and old wood. She dragged her wheeled suitcase across the tiled floor, its rubber edges catching slightly on a cracked seam. The receptionist, an older man with a mustache and an accent she couldn't place, gave her a polite but indifferent smile. "Room 412, he said, sliding a brass key across the counter. Not a key card, a real key. That surprised her. She took it quietly, too tired from her flight to question it. She pulled out her phone and started a voice memo, a habit she'd picked up while traveling alone. Day 1. Landed fine. Hotel's old. Smells like stories, if that makes sense. She chuckled softly, then paused. At the elevator, she pressed the button. It lit up weakly, like a dying firefly. The elevator doors opened with a sigh, and she stepped inside. She looked up at the camera in the corner and waved playfully, speaking into her phone again. Let's see if the stories are true. Ghosts or no ghosts, this place definitely has atmosphere. The elevator jerked upward, her smile faltered for a moment as the lights flickered, then steadied again. The elevator stopped on the 4th floor. She stepped out into a narrow corridor lined with faded carpet and pale wallpaper peeling at the corners. A few doors were ajar just barely. Maybe housekeeping forgot to close them, or maybe not. Room 412 stood at the very end. She fit the key into the lock, and it turned with a heavy click. The room was small, a bit musty, but not uncomfortable. A twin bed, a cracked mirror, and a small desk under a flickering light. She sat on the bed and exhaled deeply, reaching for her phone one last time. Okay, it's not glamorous, but I've stayed in worse. I think I'll like it here. Outside the door, something shifted, a shadow, perhaps, but she didn't notice. I couldn't sleep that first night. The corridor outside was eerily quiet, save for the occasional hum of the air conditioner down the hall. I sat on the edge of the bed, flipping through old postcards I'd bought earlier, scenes of distant cities, carefree smiles. A door somewhere opened just slightly, too slight to be housekeeping. My heart skipped a beat. I shrugged it off, just nerves, I told myself. I closed my eyes, but then something moved in the hallway, soft, deliberate steps, passing by my room's number. I held my breath, but the sound faded quickly. I stood up and went to the window, pulling aside the curtain. Outside, I saw only blackness, the distant glow of streetlights through the rain. I whispered to myself, it's fine. Just the wind. But even as I said it, I felt like I was lying. Something woke me up, a sound I couldn't quite place, like a breath or a distant knock. I checked the time, 3:04 a.m. I sat up. My door was still locked, slightly ajar at the bottom. That same heavy air from earlier felt thicker now.
Wake up.
Then I heard it. Emma?
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Emma? So soft I thought I imagined it, but I didn't. It said my name. I got up, quietly padded to the door. No footsteps, no voices, just that old hallway light flickering faintly. I stepped out, barefoot, hugging myself. The elevator down the hall opened on its own. No one stepped out. I felt frozen, but something made me move: curiosity, fear. I walked slowly toward it. I peeked inside. Empty? But the panel glowed, all buttons were lit up. Suddenly, everything went still. No hum, no light, no air movement, only me, standing in front of an open elevator, that should never have opened. I stood in front of the open elevator, hesitant. The lights inside flickered, casting long shadows on the walls. I stepped in, pressed the fourth floor. The elevator began to move slowly, like it was struggling. I stared at my reflection in the metal walls, and then, it changed. Behind me, in the reflection, I saw it, a pale figure, still, almost human, but not quite. I spun around, nothing. I pressed the emergency button, no response. I froze. Emma? 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 The voice had come from inches behind my ear. It knew my name. The elevator lurched. My knees buckled slightly. Lights went out. When they came back on, the figure was gone. The doors opened, but it wasn't the fourth floor, just blackness. I hesitated at the doorway. The corridor wasn't mine, no numbers on the doors. It was eerily quiet. I called out. Hello? My voice echoed, swallowed by darkness. I walked forward. Each step felt heavier than the last. That voice again, so close, yet nowhere. A weak light flickered overhead. It revealed a door ajar. Inside nothing, just black. I froze. No return sign, no safety. Then, the lights died completely. Familiar. I hesitated at the doorway. Inside nothing, no shape, no color, just black. But the silence pulled me forward. One step, then another. The air changed, colder. My foot hit something soft. Carpet? I turned my head. There were no walls, no ceiling, only darkness. Then I heard it. Come in. A whisper. Come in. Not in my ears, but in my head. Come in. I tried to step back, but the door was gone. It stood where the room had been, but then a shape. Far away, a room, familiar, warm light. A small bed. Toys on the floor. My old room, but it was just floating, suspended in black, and then I heard it. That voice, not whispering now, speaking, you remember me. I tried to speak, but I couldn't. I took one step, then the light flickered. The room started to fade, and in its place something darker formed, something I had forgotten, or tried to. I opened my eyes, tall, still, faceless. It didn't move, but I felt it watching. I stepped back, its shape shimmered, and I remembered, a door, locked, screaming on the other side. My voice, you left me, it said. I gasped. That wasn't just a voice, it was mine. The elevator stopped. I was back, inside the elevator. It was still, all buttons dark, except one, the fourth floor, glowing red. I touched the wall, cold. Wet. I tried not to look at the reflection, but I did. She was still there. She smiled, and whispered, still here. The elevator moved. Up? Down? I wasn't sure anymore. The elevator stopped. Ding! The doors slid open. I expected anything, darkness, fire, that figure, but it was just the hallway. The same hallway, same cracked wall, same buzzing light. I stepped out. Everything was quiet, too quiet. And then, a whisper behind me, "Welcome back." I turned, the elevator was gone,